Welcome to class, everybody. Professorleaky here. Leak, speak, learn, educate, activate knowledge. Take this out of my ear. So today we'll be talking about the compound effect, right? So it's written by Darren Hardy. And so what he says here is jumpstart your income, your life, and your success. What this is basically detailing, or what I want you guys to get out of this, is just to understand the power of small, smart choices consistently over time, which equals the compound effect. So I'm going to take a little brief stroll through this. I don't want to get too deep into anything. I just want to touch on some very important things. What we have here, choices, habits, momentum, are the table of contents. So you'll find that in the chapters. But the compound effect by Darren Hardy, lots of people told me to get this. My cat thought it was so good, she was chewing it up. And so boom. I got a lot of energy. I'm trying to get this, knock this out so we can go ahead and, continue with the rest of the day. But also, so there's energy here. So we all feel like, all right, let's get into a rhythm of knocking this out so we can understand rather than feeling like it's monotone and boring. All right. So the compound effect, right? So first we'll define it, right? So they say that small, smart choices, right? So choosing to make your bed in the morning, choosing to brush your teeth when you can do otherwise, that is small, smart choices, right? Consistently over time equals the compound effect. And so basically what the compound effect is to get you to understand it, it's like squared. So you take 1 squared, you'll get 1. 2 squared, you'll get 4, right? So 2 choices, and this is just to give you a representation of how the compound effect works, right? But by the time we get to 9 choices and we square it, we're at 81. So we're looking at it like choices over time, when I make them smart consistently, like I'll get an extra edge. I'll get an extra oomph, meaning like when we get into momentum, the choices I made over time puts me into a position of momentum. And so I'll take you to this chart right here, right? So I hope you can see me. But here we have Leak, Hen, and Dave, right? And this is just for an example, right? So we have right across is just the results, right? So this is income, health, success. So let's say, just for the sake of it, we're doing health, right? So let's say Leak does 10 push-ups once a day. 10 push-ups, Hen does 10 push-ups, Dave does 10 push-ups, or chooses not to. We all go on this journey, right? So, and then you just don't know what the 10 is, but, so let's say we're just focused on health, right? So by month 1, we'll see that it's kind of the same, like, Leak straight, let's say the first 10 months. We don't really see a difference. We don't see too much difference in anybody, so let's say it like this, right? So Leak does them every day, Hen does them every other day, Dave doesn't do them at all, right? So what we're gonna see is that until we get to about 10 months, everybody looks about the same, And this is where we'll get into the compound effect. Everybody looks like they're kind of on the same pace, like Dave ain't been doing nothing, but he's still as big as me. I don't know how, but that 10 months ain't really do nothing. But then we get into 20 months, and this is where we get into the compound effect, and how I was telling about when you square a number, right? So we get into here, and then we get 20 months in, and then Leak done got big. Damn, Leak, all them push-ups every day. You done got swole head. He did them every other day, so he probably come up with a little boom, But that inconsistency in choices just made him stay kind of there, And then Dave, he ain't do no push-ups for 20 months. That nigga a slob. He ain't do shit. And so this is one area of life I'm telling you about. This is push-ups, how it works. This is spending $1 a day opposed to not spending $1 a day. And if I were to flip this, Dave would be on top because he don't spend no bread. So he's saving that money. So we're just looking at it as like, how can I give you a visual representation of what your choices equal up to? You understand? And so boom, we got 10 push-ups a day, 5 carrots a day, opposed to 5 blunts a day. So there are 2 ends of the spectrum here. So we either have things that are propelling us forward, which is a smart choice, or we have things that are propelling us backwards, which is not a smart choice. And so imagine if you make now let's look at this graph and imagine that we made dumb choices for 20 months, 27 months. How do you think that's going to compound and manifest in your own reality? It's a question for you. So when the whole entire reason for this whole this whole Professorleaky ceremony is, and I'm sorry for ceremony, but it's to show us the importance of our decision making. Not only the decision we're making, just our little choices, the small choices in your day. They make a decision. 10 push-ups, I showed you, equals, let's say 10 months. That's 20 months, 2 years, 24, 360. That's 720,000 push-ups that somebody done did over 2 years just because they did 10 push-ups a day. And so we're looking at it like this, y'all. Every day in and day out, you wake up, you know what I'm saying, and you're lazy or this and that, when really you just have to do one increment. It don't take a lot to be extraordinary. It just takes a little extra to be extraordinary. You understand? And so what we're doing here is we're bringing awareness to our choices, whatever that may be. You know what I'm saying? So right now, like, let's say when I was setting up, I was rushing through this. Like, hold on, let's slow that down, because that was a choice I made to rush through this to try to hurry up and knock this out. No, let's slow this down and really get this the proper attention it deserves. And that was a choice I made. So let's say I keep doing that, right? And just speaking to when I create content, if I keep making that small choice to be like, you know what, let me just take my time. Where am I going to end up with my content if I take that little bit of extra and create the extraordinary? So we're bringing awareness to our choices, right? So a lot of I just want to bring this up because it's cool. So how to get lucky, right? So a lot of people say this person's lucky, this person's not, but we don't see what goes on behind the scenes. So preparation, which is personal growth, which is day in and day out. I told y'all in one of my in the first video I ever did speaking, it don't take a lot. 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day. If you're me, 3. You know what I'm saying? So what is it that you are putting your time into? So personal growth. If that's your craft, if that's your skill, if that's whatever that is, how are you growing every day? You're preparing to get lucky, so they say, right? Then we have the attitude, which is the belief and the mindset, which if you're personally growing, this is going to amplify as well. Just because, like, through my process of learning, like, you wouldn't believe how many times I had to challenge my own beliefs and my own mindset, because where has it led me without me directing it? Good question. Boom. Plus opportunity, which is the good thing that's coming your way. Then action, which is you doing something about it, equals luck. So a lot of us think that, you know what I'm saying, overnight success. Nah, you ain't see bruh prepare all them nights. You ain't see bruh stay focused and believe in himself with his attitude in check. You ain't see bruh how he took action when the opportunity came to bring about that luck. You understand? And so if you want, you know what I'm saying, for that to appear in your life, whether that, you know what I'm saying, some lucky opportunity or something like that, like, you have to have these two in check. And a lot of us don't have these two in check. You know what I'm saying? So we're not preparing. Personal growth is so important, yo. Every day you can get up and waste your life. Every day you can wake up and waste your life. You can. It's easy. That's up to you. But we are choosing to grow personally. What is it that I was doing yesterday that I could be doing better today? That's a question for you. Attitude. You don't believe in yourself? I'm not going to believe in you. We've been here before. Go watch the last video. If you don't believe in yourself, I'm not going to believe in you. And also, if you don't believe in yourself, your attitude towards whatever it is that you're doing is going to be like, I'm not that good. I don't want to do it. So that's on you. Because I don't, look. This right here, Professorleaky, professor, not teacher, professor, I teach motherfuckers who want to learn. If you don't want to learn, get the fuck up out of here. If your attitude ain't in check to come and learn correctly, you understand? All right. So I just wanted to bring this. So a lot of us think that there's something called luck, right? Which is really just people being ready for their opportunities, and then when the opportunity comes, they're taking action. All right, so let's get into, and the little things add up. We kind of talked about that with the 10 push-ups a day. Now we're gonna get into these habits, right? So I'm just want to give y'all examples. I want y'all to really go read this book. This is probably one of the best books I ever read, as far as like helping me to understand the power of the energy with which we are, live in. And so another, just real quick, I'm gonna take a brief break from this. We're about to go back into habits. But when you're reading, a lot of us, don't like to read all the boring shit. So what you do is you ask a question. So you say the compound effect. What is the compound effect about? So then you say, you read the second subtitle, which is Jumpstart Your Income, Your Life, Your Success. So now I'm going through the book and I'm looking for these exact things. I'm looking for, how can I jumpstart my income? How can I jumpstart my life? And how can I jumpstart my success? And so looking for the tools of answering those questions as we go. And so looking at this, we have some questions on my table of contents, which is basically just like, asking more questions. So when I go to read the text, I'm filtering out everything that isn't what I'm looking for. And so that's a great, if you don't know, now you know, and that's important for us who like to learn and read, and why reading quickly is something that you can do. And I'll go into something, a whole reading lesson about that later, just to kind of get you guys to start reading again, because I want motherfuckers to read so we can kind of compare ideas, and you can take stuff out of, like, all of this came out of a book, like, but I'm giving it and detailing it in a way and adding my own sauce to it, just so we can all understand the power of choices. So let's get back into it, the habits, right? So we be stuck in our own ways because of the seed we planted. So let's just take it like this, right? So a new habit is a seed planted. My seed planted is flashcards. This is my new habit that I'm working on. Is wake up every morning and I'm writing on the flashcard. Then I got my journal next to me and I write next to my journal. It's a new habit. It's a new seed. So you know that if you plant a seed and a week later you come back, you know how easy it is to pluck that seed. You know what I'm saying? If you don't continue with that habit, small, smart choices consistently over time, if you don't, you can pluck that seed right out. You can go put it into another pot if you want. But let me tell you this one, or we can keep going. Now let's say a week go by, or I'm saying another week, so that's 2 weeks. Now it's a little tougher to pull. Now a year go by. Now that bitch is ingrained in the pot. Now 2 years go by. Now you gotta break the pot. 4 years go by, it's in the ground, you can't get it. You pulling out weeds of your new habits or old or whatever, it's gonna be easy when you pulling out new habits because it's new. You ain't put that much time in. Now try to pull out a tree. Pull out something that's been growing for 20 years with your bare hands, like you tried to pluck it out the pot. You can't do it. It doesn't work like that. And I'm saying it don't work like that because, yo, shit's ingrained. It's a seed planted in your mind in which, imagine the roots. You planted it right here. The roots at this point are just deep. So if you wanted to pluck it, you gotta go in here, rip all, like, come on. And so this is just to give you an analogy into, and so you can visualize it for yourself to be like, damn, I got a bad habit I want to quit. I got to chop the tree down. Then I got to go down and de-root that mug. Then I got to go down and unstump it. So it's a lot. And this is the biggest thing is you can pull out weeds easily. So if you got a bad habit that's new, cut it, pluck it, bye. You don't want that because it might stay and grow those roots down. So that's the only example I wanted to give on habits. But I was speaking to some yesterday. There are a couple tools. I'll give you guys those later in another video. But tools to kind of stop with habits or just to check the habits, just to make sure that, you know, you are under control, which he says in this book as well, which is like, you know, going a 30-day nothing or, you know, 30-day fast just to prove to yourself that you have control of yourself. And then lastly, we're going to get into momentum, right? So, we have small, smart choices consistently over time, which compounds our choices, which means basically like after a year of making the best decision, my results are going to amplify, multiply, compound exponentially because over time, it's kind of like the ball's rolling. So the ball's rolling and we have momentum, right? You see the avalanche or the ball at the top of the hill, woo, it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's momentum. This is how energy works, right? And if you're pumping the well, this is another great example. So let's say me, Leak Speak, let's get into me. Leak don't do these all the time. Leak don't do the Leak Speaks all the time. Imagine if they was consistent. So I'm gonna give you an example, right? Leak Speak, dropping a Leak Speak, recording all that, right? The whole process. I have to pump a well. First, I have to start. I gotta be like, I want to do this. I want to go do. I'm gonna do this today. So I pump, and let's think about the well. The well is deep underground. So when you pump, what you're doing is you're pushing air down so water comes up, or it's vice versa, however it works, right? So you have to push, but let's say it's 20 feet underground. You gotta push. You gotta get started first. You gotta whoop, 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 whoop. Water ain't coming. You gotta keep going. Now imagine if this is where we say with that example or the pick where they're about to strike gold. Imagine if we just stopped pumping the well. We like, you know what? I'm getting tired. Fuck it. All that water just fell right back down to the ground. So now you gotta repump, you know? And so this can either be for you or against you, right? And this is the power of it. Ultimately, this is what this example is. And you can be somewhere in the middle, which is, you know, not extremely successful, but it's right in the middle. You can be underneath, or it's up to you, of course. But this is how you jumpstart your success. It's by understanding the power of the choices. And so, the momentum, we're pumping up the well. We got water flowing. Why are we gonna stop pumping? We ain't about to stop. Come on, everybody, we gotta pump. Keep going, family. And so this is just what we're thinking about when we're understanding the power of momentum. And so, like with the balls rolling, we got smart choices rolling, until boom, people looking at us like, damn, how the fuck did that happen for y'all? You ain't see this though. You ain't see that preparation. You ain't see the dedication to preparation. Shout out Take It Movement, which ultimately ended up leading to my growth. And so what we'll see is within the next couple months, I'll let it speak for itself. We'll see that our opportunities will come, and best believe we'll be taking action because our belief and our mindset match up with it. The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. Leak Speak. I hope you all enjoyed this. If not, Tell me what I could have did better, and we will be moving forward. I apologize for the lighting, and also just maybe some of the unprofessional ways, details as I'm going through. I went through and cleaned up my page. I went through and cleaned up or just peeped the IGTVs to kind of see like what works, what doesn't. And so we're working. It's a process. I want to find the best method that works for me, and this is one of them, because I like how we can move around, we can see different things, we can understand, and then we can move forward from there. So, like I said, leak, speak, learn, educate, activate, knowledge. Professorleaky, just here to educate. Dropped it in another vid. You know, I don't got all the answers, but I do got some good ass questions. We can go through it together. I do got some good ass resources in which we can find some knowledge. And so that's that. Let's move forward. I'm gonna cut it out there. I do want to leave you with some quotes that I wrote yesterday, just because, you know, saying everybody can use a quote. So the first step to knowledge is to know we are ignorant. Cicero. Knowledge is only power when put to action. Harry Lorraine. The universal cure for boredom is to search for knowledge. I love that. Harry Lorraine. Common experience teaches that when great demands are made upon us, if only we fearlessly accept the challenge and confidently expand our strength, every danger or difficulty brings its own strengths. Just to touch on that, you don't know what you can do when the ball's in your hands with 1 second left. You don't know. You don't know the potential you have to make that shot, to stand up to your enemies, and to grow, to be large enough to feel that you are bigger than your problem. The eyes are blind when the mind is elsewhere. A key understanding of observation and mental and awareness. The eyes are blind when the mind is elsewhere. A nail is driven out by another nail. A habit overcome by another habit. That's Erasmus. Past failure is no reason for not believing in present success. If somebody asks you, can you do it? Of course I can do it. Leak, speak, leak, speak.